Hello and welcome to D's 20 Stitches. I'm D. My pronouns are they and he. I'm a trans cross-stitcher and designer and general goofball. It is October. We are very quickly rounding to November, but we have one stop in Creepy Town in Halloween today for you and this Flosstube. Interesting. I've got some real rubber lips today, so that's going to be fun for you. We're going to talk about the end of my sampler September. We are going to talk about a couple finishes. We're going to talk about a new release, and I will show you all my Halloween stitching and this new plan that I have myself stuck in and I have a love and hate relationship with. So let's do it. The first thing I have to tell you is on the first week of October, Uncanny Kari and I released our new Halloween release, stitched with Brin and Needle Floss. It was called Midnight Society. I'm going to insert it here, hopefully. I haven't really figured out how to do it, but I did it and it was weird, but I'll also show you a picture on my phone because, you know, we have that sort of thing. It was released. It was gobbled up by y'all, so thank you very much. I also released a couple of surprise patterns along with it, and if you bought the pattern, you know what you got. So here is Midnight Society. There she is. And again, if you bought the pattern, there was 2 other patterns secretly added that adds a triptych. I've seen a couple people start those little mini patterns, so you should watch out. The pattern is available, all patterns are available down below. I've linked it on Uncanny Kari's website. So if you'd like to, you want to do a Halloween start with some nice Brin and Needle floss, that speckled floss. I told you about it last Flosstube. You can just, you can pick it up. I think it's $7 or $8 Canadian, and you get 3 patterns, so pretty good. And you get to support your favorite gothy, pink, pastel, vampire, Uncanny Kari. And that is really what the season is all about. Support the pink goth lesbians. That's all you need to do. Me, I'm more of a trans teen wolf. You don't need to support me. Okay, so we have that. I also want to talk about Stitch for Pride. We are rounding the bases on Stitch for Pride. If you don't know about Stitch for Pride, it was a 12-month stitch along by me that provides you with 12 different artists from the 2S LGBTQIA plus community and motifs that are inspired by those artists and their work. Every month you got a little learning packet and a pattern, and you could put it together in one big spot sampler. So this month, and you know what? I used to hide previews from y'all because usually I am two months ahead. So you're gonna get a preview of November's. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But here's the whole pattern of mine so far. You can see that the middle, that's going to be your December, by the way. But we're going to be talking about October's. And October's was artist. And overall Halloweeny favorite, Edward Gorey. I want to get a better picture for y'all. Here you go. There he is. So this is based on a couple of Edward Gorey's. Ooh, are we having a hard time? I have a new light, and I don't know if it's making things better or worse. So this is based on a couple things. It is based on Edward Gorey's use of, before he was a creepy children's book illustrator, he used to do front covers and inside covers of other people's novels. And I really loved his inside covers, his patterning on inside covers. So that pattern is his coat. We have a very Edward Gorey skull. And this whole piece is inspired by one of my favorite pieces of his. It's called Man with Bat on Head. It's a self-portrait. If you ever see Edward Gorey in his photos, a lot of times he is pictured with big fur jackets. He is so fabulous. So I wanted to get that jacket in there. So he's in the jacket. He's got kind of the big black boots. We do some satin stitches for his hair, and then we have a bat on top of his head. Edward Gorey, as I explain in the learning portion of Stitch for Pride, he was never an out person or a person who defined his sexuality. He sometimes defined his sexuality as none at all, which would be attributed to being asexual today. But back then, those words were not always used. I thought it was important to include him to represent people who either didn't want to assign their sexuality or just didn't care to. He is still part of our community, and you are still part of our community, whether you define yourself or not, to the public. So I thought it was important to have that sort of representation. You gotta tell me, is this lighting working for me? I have an aught light that's blinding in my eye because I was very washed out, but I don't know, the light looks pretty good. My nose is a little bit shiny. Anyway, that was Edward Gorey. And you maybe got a preview of November's. Thank you everyone who is tagging me on their stitch alongs for Stitch for Pride. I love seeing people's progress, and I love the colors that you choose for the pieces. I really love it. There is a bunch of people who are using 2 colors in their pieces, so each motif has the main color, then a color from another motif. Love that. I love that so much. Makes me jealous. So there is that, and I want to talk to you also about 2 new starts. Let's get that in our Halloween-y section. Let me hold on to those. I want to go back to September. I want to finish off Sampler September for you. So let me tell you a little bit about my plans for Sampler September. I think I talked about it to you last episode. I had a lot of work to do in September. I had, I had to stitch Campfire or Midnight Society, and that took me till the 16th. I had a couple costumes to make because I am also a drag and burlesque MC, so that took me a whole week. I had to Stitch for Pride, the biggest one, the Edward Gorey. That took me a week. So I was really only left with 9 days. I was left with 9 days for Sampler September. And that made me kind of sad. I really like Sampler September. So what I decided to do is I decided to use a random spinner and spin the wheel each day, and only spend a day at a time, and then transfer my WIP. The next day I pick a new WIP, basically. So spin the wheel, get a WIP, only stitch it on it for one day, then spin the wheel the next day, here's the new WIP. Here's how it goes. I used, and I want to know if you have that problem. I used a very popular app. It was called, let me just see, a spin wheel app. It was called Tiny Decisions. I used it, and I don't know what was going on. It kept picking the same pieces over and over again. I had someone tell me, oh, you can delete the things off the wheel. Well, I didn't really want to delete things off the wheel because I still wanted to include them, but I didn't want them to give me 3 in a row of the same piece. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more, it didn't feel random enough is what I'm trying to say. And I'm wondering if anyone else had that issue. Like I would open the app and I would click on it and it would get the same WIP. So I deleted that. I'm like, this isn't working for me. There's also a way apparently you can like change the rate of picking, like the percentage of like what chance you get, but you have to pay for that. I'm not paying. I'm an elder millennial. I'm not paying for apps. That is beyond me. So I did this random picker for a little bit, and I kind of fudged it a couple times. So when I last left you, you did not see this. Or I spent some more time on it. This is Afshan Sampler by Marromy Designs. And I am doing it on 18 count Ada that I dyed myself with floss that I dyed myself. And if you can kind of see, it is a nice ombre. Here, I'm going to give you that. Yeah. I really enjoy working on this. It is 1 strand of floss over 1. So it's really quick. The flosses are fun. It's kind of hard to keep track of because I have certain flosses in certain places. There is like, it goes dark to light. You can't see, it's a little washed out. Well, maybe there. If you kind of see, over here is a little bit darker, over here is a little bit more orange. So it kind of has that like system. And I'm really careful where I lay my threads and what I choose for what section. So it takes a little bit of my brain. So that happened. And then Thirza goes goth. Where is she? Is it this one? I should label my bags. Do you all label your bags? Yeah. Thirza goes goth. This is her. This is by Hemlock and Rye. My friend and yours, Julie. I started this the day of my top surgery back in June. By the way, I'm 4 months in, baby. Oh gosh, here's the flosses. What a treat that is. I worked on her. So when I want you to know how frustrating it is. And I know this is how statistics work. When you spin a wheel, I don't expect to get the same thing 3 times in a row. That to me is suspicious. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't feel random enough. So when I spun the wheel, this wheel, the random picker wheel or the small decisions wheel, it came up with Thirza 3 times in a row. And that's fine. I like stitching on Thirza, but I wanted like truly a variety of things. So I switched to just an online wheel I use in my classroom all the time for Halloween. Thurza's in my Halloween stitching as well. And that as well, because of statistics and how statistics work, it's not truly like random. You can get the same answer 3 times in a row, right? That's how it happens sometimes. But to me, that's like, my brain didn't like that. It's not truly random. I wanted to do 1 project a day. Anyway, so Thirza has had some good loving on her because the random wheels decided not to be so random. And in Sampler September, I worked on her 3 times. And in my Gothic stitching, I've so far worked on her 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So she has had a lot of experience. It is stitched on this really gross, I think it's called fiddler's cloth. And I got like 2 meters of it from a thrift store, and I dyed it and bleached it and washed it. And it kind of came out kind of grungy. I kind of like that. And I got a lot done. It's nice. It reminds me of the fabric that you would see like an old, really old sampler on. It's kind of like it's very lightweight. So Thirza has had some experience on the Halloween wheel, and I got Thirza 2 times and then 2 times in a row, and I'm like, that's enough. That's enough. Not that I don't enjoy stitching on her, but I want it truly random. I want to have one day, one whip, the next day another whip, the next day another whip. So I have taken Thirza off my Halloween wheel because I only have so much time. So Thirza got a lot of attention during September and during my October stitching as well. I had one day on Jane Hopkins. This was the start. I started this the day of my HRT. This is when I started HRT, and that was like almost 2 years. 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Pretty cool. And maybe I'm so upset. We're diagnosing this wheel thing that I have. Maybe it's because I have goals on samplers, and a lot of my sampler goals is to finish a page. But on Thirza, I started this year, I don't really have a goal to finish a page. And meanwhile, there were 6 samplers sitting there not being worked on and like very close to a page finish. Maybe that's what made me so frustrated. Maybe I should, maybe, I don't know. How do you, okay, here's my question. If you are a switch one project per day and switch, how do you decide which project? Maybe I should roll a dice. Would that feel maybe better? I know Nati did a dice thing. Maybe I'll do, I'm a D&D player. Why don't I just use dice? I should just do that. Let's just do that. Okay. Anyway, this is Jane Hopkins. So we have 1 page, 2 page. This is the 3rd page. All I have to do is the same thing on the other side, right? So getting 1 night's worth done. Oh, I did those, by the way, I did those. Very nice satin stitches. Love a satin stitch. I have so many page finishes I need to do by the end of the year, or I like to do by the end of the year. Never need. And maybe this 1 whip a day thing is not working out. I don't know. But I like it. But I like having a new whip every day, and I like having it random. It makes me happy. And then it gives you more to see, right? You like seeing a lot of whips. You don't want me to just talk about one thing, do you? And speaking of, my last sampler September, my last sampler September roll, and I'm happy about this, was the Grand Vierlander by Quiltify Designs. This was their 2001 stitch along. This thing is, okay, again, if you haven't seen it, this is how wide it is. It's on 18 count. This is how wide it is. And we are working on going all the way down. And this is the little, here we are. This is the little motif that I got done. This was just 1 day. I got that done. And that felt good. That felt good. I had a great comment saying, if I don't want to, I could just make this into a bell pull or something. I like that idea. What I might do, I want to get down to the bottom. My goal with this one is not a page finish, because these pages are there's so much stitching. I just want to get down to the bottom, and I'd like to cut off what I don't need, and maybe that will make me feel better about it. A lot of angst. You're getting a lot of planning angst from me. A lot of high-strung planning angst. Why is that? Is it because that my province had an election recently, and we are usually a multi-party systems, but one of our parties collapsed, so really technically we're a two-party system and the Greens. And at this moment, the moment that I'm recording this, we are the NDP, which is our more liberal party. I would say more socialist party. They have 46 seats or 45 seats, and the Conservative Party, which are very conservative, they're a party who says, maybe we should get rid of protections for trans people in schools and healthcare. Maybe we shouldn't pay for that. Very conservative. They have one less seat, so they have, if NDP has 46, they have 45. And we're going into recounts. Maybe that's why I'm so high strung. Maybe that's why I'm so high strung. I think I need to book another therapy appointment. Maybe that's my problem. Okay, that was Sampler September. I'm offloading on you, and I apologize. Okay, let's see. Let's now talk about my Halloween situation. So, I finished my Stitch for Pride stuff, November Stitch for Pride, in about a week, which was nice. I then decided to do that random spinner. It's just a random website. And I included, let's see, I got a picture for you. I got a picture for you. If you're not on my Instagram, go on my Instagram. Here we go. So what I did is I picked all of my quote-unquote gothic WIPs. So that includes Thirza Goes Goth, Know Thyself, the Heart Sampler, which is kind of like pink goth, and Vincent Price by the Witchy Stitcher. And then to treat myself, I have 3 unstarted projects from Night Spirit Studios. And I spun my wheel, and the first thing that came up was a new start. Hey, how nice. Love it. Okay. Let's talk about this new start. There's so many papers. I want to give you the front cover. This is a pattern that I have loved for a long time, but I have not seen anyone else stitch because it is larger and detailed, more detailed than I thought. I would say there is about 18 pages of patterns. There's a lot of patterns. I want to show you the front cover, but there's so much pattern. Look it. That's the pattern. It is called Perreta's Trick by Night Spirit Studios. And it is based on a old, I would say medieval-esque painting. And the story goes like there's a devil hanging around, and the devil is being nasty to this guy, and his wife is like, don't worry, I'll take care of this devil. And by taking care of this devil, she flashes him her labia, her genitals, And the picture of her lifting up her skirt and the devil's like, what? A vagina? I can't believe I don't... All this paper pattern and I didn't print out actually what it looks like. Good for me, I guess. I'll show you here. It is this one. See the devil going, what? Anyway, I picked this one and I love this one because it's very trans. Just people obsessed with trans people's genitals. There's just a general feeling. So I decided to do this because it spoke to me. I really like it. And I am stitching it on this Mystery Lugana. It says it's a 25 count, but I measured it. It was almost like a 28 count by Kaylee of the Sewing Shop. Look at this mucky muck. Look at that. And I'm stitching it with 867. Now, how does this go? I think it's this way. I think that's the top. There's her crotch. She's lifting. That's the crotch area. Now, I was so desperate to start something. I measured this and it fits hypothetically. If this is a 25 count, it does not very much fit. If it's a 28 count, it will fit with a slight border. Did that stop me? No, absolutely not. So I started in the center, and what my plan is I'm going to just go up. Whoops. I'm just going to go up. And I'll see how far I get. And by time that I get up here, it'll be a disaster if I don't have enough floss. I only spent 2 days on it. I've only spent 2 days on it. I want to spend more, but it's random, baby. It's just random. And that's how it works. The other random start that I got was Unexpected Visitor. And that is also by Night Spirit Studios. Where is she? She's in here. By the way, I need more Halloween bags. I'm running out of project bags. This is I bought the old pattern a long time ago, but the designer Night Spirit Studios did update it, so I just bought the new one. Why not? Give your local cross-stitch vampire more money. I love it. It's like old school UFO shit. I love that crap. I decided to add a sparkle floss, sparkle white, because the white wasn't standing out on this fabric as much. This is why aren't I using the needle minder? Why wouldn't I do that? Stupid. This is on a 40 count piece of fabric that I dyed myself as like a sample just to see how the colors are working, and I decided just to use that sample. I only put 1 day in it, so you got the kind of beam, and then there's some like sparkly snow pieces. Bloop. Ooh, you can kind of see it. Here we are. Yeah. And I don't know if I want to do all the white in sparkle or just the sparkle stuff. This is actually 2 strands of sparkle white, a toll white, and 1 strand of the regular colors. Because I wanted the white to kind of be able to be seen in this kind of gray background. Again, I only got 1 day because I spun 1 day and that's it. And that's kind of fun. I like that. You just get a taste. A little taste. And you don't get upset at any piece that you're spending 7 days on, and you want more. You want to go back for more, and I like that about the randomizer. It's very good. It's very good. So those are my 2 new Halloween starts. I did have a travel piece. Oh, I better put that floss back, or future D will be upset. You ever done that? Ooh. We had an October long weekend in British Columbia, so my partner and my dog and I went on a vacation down to Bainbridge Island, Washington, and I took St. Reatham Longdog sampler, my oldest WIP, with me as a road trip stitch. Now, this is big. This is big for a road trip stitch, but it's easy stitching. It is one color. It's a 28 count linen. You can't get... I don't know what fell. Something bad. You can't get much more travel-y. It's huge, though. This is draped on me in the car. This is how much I have. Boop. It smells. I started this in January 2020. And I want to put a year, each page I want to have it done each year. So 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 was here, and this is 2024. I should be at the end. And I got done the nope. There's a big problem with this like little pumpkin situation going on. I'm one stitch too thick. So we'll see how that goes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the side and then stitch in and see what happens. I'm not picking a long dog out. No way, no how. No way, no how. So I got some good car stitching done. Oh, my needle's gone. My needle's just straight up gone, hey? She's not in there. She's not in my needle minder. Happens. So that was some nice car stitching, some nice vacation stitching. We had a nice little vacation. It was nice. Timbit, my dog, was a little bit stressed out, but he's always stressed out. Okay. So let's get back to Halloweeny, shall we? I spent 2 days on Witchy Stitchers, Vincent Price, or Master of Horror. There he is. The hair, the mustache. Beautiful. I might just do his head. I might not do this piece. And I kind of want to turn him into a tote. This is stitched on. That's a good question. What is it stitched on? 28 count? It looks like to me. Like 28 count. I think it's Weeks Dye Works, which I don't usually buy anymore. This was a piece that was bought a long time ago. Probably a... What's the one that everyone uses? Mocha? Light mocha? Whatever. We got his hair. Witchy is very good at these very limited color faces. I don't know, there's some sort of, it's really good. She has a Bela Lugosi too, which is also very good. I love it. I'm using all of the colorful colors except for this is Black Cauldron by someone. I got it from, let's see. I got it from Sebastian, Bees and Teas, Stitch Me, Cauldron. It's a little bit like cooler, bluer. There we are. I haven't seen Sebastian lately. Bees and Teas stitching. What's he up to? Sebastian, if you're watching this, you have to email me. Tell me what you're up to. Okay. So I got 2 days on that. And then I got 2 days on this one. This is Know Thyself by me. I don't have a picture of it. This was a fundraiser for my top surgery. and it was like a 1-day only thing, and then I didn't release it. Otherwise, you can't buy it, you can't get it unless you bought it already. It was by donation because I had not model stitched it, but now I'm model stitching it. I'm actually model stitching it for a art show that I am in the spring of next year. So this is how far I've gotten. We're working on the border down here, and I'm working on that motif. This is 36 count black linen over 2/2, so it's nice and chunky and it's nice and bright. The colors really pop on this black fabric. It's gorgeous, very gothic. I did change a lot. I did change a lot of it. So when I'm done model stitching, I'm gonna re-release this with the changes. They're not big. So if you donated and you want the changes, I would just give it to you, but or you can buy it again. Okay, that is my Halloween world. So I've got, right now I'm recording on the 25th, and I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 more days of October until I get to November. And number 1, I will probably roll a dice. I think that will make me feel a little bit better about random. I don't know how well internet stuff does random. I don't know. Maybe. And if I roll the dice and I get Thirza like 7 more times, I guess that's just statistics. Number 2, I did fall into another contract, a potential contract. So I might not have a lot of stitching time. So we'll see how that goes. I might be grading instead. Program planning instead. And number 3, I still have a Stitch for Pride in December to stitch. So that's coming up soon. We'll see how it goes. I am also planning on having another Let's Make a Statement for November. Hopefully release that. And November, I think I'll keep this random way of 1 WIP per day, a WIP rotation. However I do it, dice or spinner. I think I'll do that, but for birds. Because as you know, November is my birthday. And on November, we flip the bird. So I'll probably just have all my bird whips in my little dice sheet. And then roll the dice. That'd be fun. Do you want to see what I bought? Do you want to see what I purchased? I've got some fun things. Oh, plans. Speaking of bought, the randomized wheel finally came up with this. So I'm going to start this today. This is the Hasnaloo Lovers. This is based on a real archaeological find. It was 2 skeletons that are like that. They're like kissing. And they're dead. I mean, they're skeletons, so. And one of the things one of the theories going is they were both male skeletons. So it's gay skeletons! This is the future the liberals want. Gay skeletons. Now, I will preface that by saying, you know how all the people who hate trans people are like, when you're dead, your skeleton is going to show your true sex. That's not true. We largely know the sex of skeletons by context clues, like how they're buried, what they're buried in, where they're buried. Archaeologists have certain measurements that they look at, but like gender and sex, it's a spectrum. Like there's no one set rule that says if your sex is female, this is the size of your pelvis, or if your sex is male, this is the size of your shoulders. Absolutely not. So we're just guessing. And if you think you can tell the sex of a skeleton, it's all context clues. But these 2 skeletons are gay. I think I'm going to do it on, I have 2 choices. I've got the rest of this fiddler's cloth that I dyed, and it's like a purple, orange disaster dream. I might do it on this, or I have this. This is Picture This Plus Swamp. This might be too green. Anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start that tonight. We're going to watch this spoopy movie, and I'm going to do that tonight. I need more bags. I don't have anything to put this in. So sad. Okay, let me show you what else I bought. Bought. What's this? Oh, cute. Okay. Number one, what did I buy? Let me put this down here. I was at my favorite coffee place on Commercial Drive in Vancouver, and I got this. It's a Beatrix Potter Needle book. You can find this around. It's not hard to find. It's probably in your library right now. And it has knitting, cross stitch, needlepoint, and then all the needlepoint and knitting can go into cross stitch. Like, everything is knowable. But it's got some real cute stuff, guys. It's got some real cute little things. Let's see what else. And I got it because it was $2. Like, it's got his pastorals. That's a cross stitch. It's an anchor. This is I think a needlepoint. Little mouse. Cutesy poopsy. And even if I don't stitch anything in this, it is just darling. And like my William Morris book, I kind of just like it. This one, though. This is needlepoint. Look at that cat. She's seen some stuff. I like it. It's nice in my brain. This one. Oh. Squirrels. Just squirrels. Just old school squirrels. So, maybe I'll pick something up from here. Or not. It was $2. I love it. What's in here? I bought something, but I don't know what. Oh, yeah! Okay, in Bainbridge Island, they have the cutest little... No, this was Port Gamble. In the United States, in Washington. They have a cute little knitting store, or a quilting store. I got some John James. Gotta do with it. I got a air pen. I was thinking for Petrea's Trick. The Night Spirit Studios one, just in case, like, I'm having trouble tracking things. But I also, as like a little souvenir, I got this. What? Look at this. You can sew carrot, banana, tomato, ice cream cone thingamole. This is called a thingamole. And it was filled with like walnut husk. And it was a pin cushion. What? So cute. I love it. It was just a cute little thing that I got myself. I also purchased for the first time some Stitchman Darcy fabric. For the first time. He has been fellow Canadian, fellow beer drinker. Let me take these. You know what? I'm going to do Darcy justice. I'm going to take these out of his little, these very well closed things. So this is Dawn of the Red. He always got those cute names. He always got those punny names. This is an 18 count Ada. These are red, folks. This is red. Darcy knows his red. Like, this, we're not messing around. He's not messing around. It's a little mottled, but not that much. It almost looks solid. And then we also have Paint It Black, like the song. He's so smart. I'm going to tag him so he watches this. Because I know, Darcy, you're just going to watch this because I tagged you. You and your beautiful ego. Mwah. Does he like me teasing him? I don't know. Darcy, do you like to be teased? This is Paint It Black. Again, really not a lot of modeling. And he got it really nice and black. I was going to use these on some Halloween stuff, but I'm going to save them for something special. It's just a really light modeling, these two. But they're nice and bright. He does a better job dyeing black than I have ever done. So, like, super kudos to you. And I saw it come up on his Instagram, and I thought, you know, it's time. It's time to buy in to the Darcy train. It's time to get on board. Toot toot. Darcy, sponsor me. Keep me rich in fabric. Okay. Beautiful. Maybe I'll stitch something Christmas on this. We'll see. He's a Christmas boy. And the last thing, and this is the most exciting thing. So, if you know me, you know I am, boy, this is exciting. You know that I am doing Stitch for Pride 2025. I'm working with Jessie of Mislaid Pages for Fabric, and I am now working with my good friend Al, who was a yarn dyer, and I bullied into dyeing floss. Al was the one, if you got Spring Fling 2024, if you got the Cat Kingdom package, Al did our flosses. So I've invested. This is 2,275 yards of DMC white. And we're dyeing this. And this is the beginnings of your Stitch for Pride 2025 floss packets. I think there will only be I think we're going to put up a pre-order and then see how many people want it. And then do some dyeing. But I have this white. Something's going on upstairs. Also, the white blows out my skin, and it makes me look like I have a sunburn. Or I'm very ghoulish. We'll put that away. There we go. That's much better. Do you have a cone? Now, it's not technically my cone. I bought it for Al, and Al is gonna make me some cute things. That's it, man. That's it. Here, okay, so usually I do education piece, and usually I do snail mail. Number one, I'm a bad boy and didn't send out last month's snail mail. It's sitting right there. I haven't put in the mail yet because it's for an American. Girl, don't worry, it's coming. And number two, I am so frazzled about both elections that I voted in, the American election, because I'm a dual citizen, and the BC election, just like stress. Education is going to be beyond. I think if I were to give you some parting words about a moment that maybe you can sit with is, if there's an election that happens in your world and your party loses to a party that maybe takes away people's rights, I don't want you to be angry at the voters who decided not to vote. And this is why. Because there are marginalized voters who in many places have two choices. And both of those choices take away their rights, or both of those choices have been encouraging the death of their community. And how do you vote? There's no lesser of two evils in that case. You know what I mean? Like, you think like, oh, there's one person who will be really, really bad, and then the other person will be maybe slightly less bad. But it's hard, right? Because, like, I don't know, genocide is genocide. You know what I mean? Or like taking away trans people's right to healthcare, or not protecting it, or not even commenting on it. Or in some cases, you have two parties who both agree that trans people should not have rights in schools, or trans kids should not have rights in schools. Like, both parties agree in certain districts. And like, if I was in that place, I wouldn't vote. So, yeah, my only little piece of advice is don't direct your, if whatever happens, don't direct your hatred towards the people who did not vote, because if people aren't voting, that means your party has either disfranchised them or has done nothing to provide them support. Just talking about the marginalized voters, the voters who don't care about politics, they can go they can go sit on eggs. Okay, make an appointment with your therapist or counselor, or talk to someone. And guess what? Watching 7 episodes of Friends is not self-care. You know what's self-care? Eating that healthy snack, drinking water, getting a massage, having a hot bath, talking to a friend, getting lots of hugs if you like hugs. That's self-care. So go do that, and etc. I'm going to do that right now. I need a big hug. Okay. Until next time, until November, you'll see me on my birthday month. I'm going to do a WIP parade, and we're going to have some fun. Okay, until next time, I love you. I'm proud of you. See you later, alligator.